Good. Sorry, I was dealing with Susie and Paul. I always have Susie and Paul before you. I'd love them to come to the group class. They're not in the they're quite discreet. They're not in the homework thing. I think they get it, but I just don't use their. It's because I've known them a long time and I used to go and teach them in person. So we have quite a lot of personal chat. I mean, they work at a high level, but we have quite a lot of personal chat within their class. And they just want to be able to relax and be able to say stuff. And they also talk a lot about my sort of personal situations and stuff. And I think they just don't want to drop me in it in anything that they think shouldn't go in a public thing, which is a shame because they really do good material. But yeah, and I was just slightly late starting with them. So good, but they're really nice people. Lovely. Oh, I like the combination of colours of Stuart's polo shirt and Colin's polo shirt. It's like a very... And it matches my photos, my paintings behind me, doesn't it? It's sort of like, you know. And then the picture of the girl that Nathan has captive in his room, her shirt sort of matches as well. Do you know what I mean? And stuff. Good. Off you go, Stuart. Let's start with you. Luke likes what I'm wearing. It's light blue. Luke likes what I'm wearing. It's light blue.
Luc aime ce que je porte, c'est bleu clair.
Good. Colin? Luke, I chose this colour because it's one of the colours of the French flag. Luke, I chose this colour because it's one of the colours of the French flag.
J'ai choisi cette couleur parce que c'est de la drapeau française.
Pause. You know you always have to do that little bit of a fannying around at the start of your class to sort out the microphone. Do it. It sounds weird again. It sounds like you're underwater again.
J'ai choisi.
You always do it. You always go and come back and it's always perfect afterwards.
Okay. J'ai choisi ce couleur parce que c'est une couleur de la drapeau français.
Can you sort your microphone out first? Do you need to go and come back? That's what you always do. You go and come back and it's perfect. I don't know what you do.
I was using an external speaker. Is that better?
It's not a good choice.
Okay.
Off you go. It's now pay attention. It's one of the colours of the French flag. Think of genders. Think of genders all the way through. It's one of the colours of the French flag.
C'est une des couleurs.
Pause. Previous word gets held on. You've always done that for the past few weeks. Don't stop doing that. Previous word gets held on. C'est une des
couleurs de le drapeau français.
De la. No.
C'est une des couleurs du drapeau français.
Why are we not holding the previous word on? That is not up for negotiation. Go on.
C'est une des couleurs du drapeau français.
That's gorgeous. Well done. I don't care how long it takes to get there. That was correct vocally. Good. It just shows me when people don't do it all week by themselves because they're like, oh, what's this new system I've got to do? Good. C'est une des. Could you spell the word colour for me in French, please? Cole. What's the first three letters?
C-O-U.
Lovely. Would you care to pronounce that vowel for me?
Couleur.
Would you care to pronounce that vowel for me? C-O-U. Just C-O-U.
Cool.
Tom, would you mind muting yourself just for a moment, my darling? That's better. Cool. Lovely. Have you go couleur? Go again. Couleur. Lovely. C'est une des couleurs du drapeau français. Hon hi hon hi hon hi hon. In fact, don't be afraid to do this. Would you just say to me, hon hi hon hi hon hi hon? C'est une des couleurs du drapeau français. I'd like you all tonight to start by going hon hi hon hi hon hi hon. which is basically reminding us that vibration can go up and it can go down, and that we push on the chest. So every sentence you do, I would like you to go hon hi hon hi hon hi hon. C'est une des couleurs du drapeau français. Just to get you used to the sound. Off you go. So hon hi hon hi hon hi hon. C'est une des couleurs du drapeau français. Off you go. Pause. Let's do hon hi hon right. Hon hi hon is basically a vowel slide between up and down, and it's pushing on the chest. Hon hi hon hi hon hi hon. Push on the chest, going hon hi hon hi hon. Nice. Now use that as your tester. Now go again with that sensation, normal sentence. C'est une des couleurs du drapeau français.
C'est une des couleurs du drapeau français.
Good. Okay. Lovely. Denise. Oh no, I'm going to my. Let me go. What order? Oh, it's because people have come. That's why it's all moved. So Stuart and Colin are moved to the left. So let's go Maggie, Denise, Nathan, Tom. Right, Maggie. I'm happy I got used to it. I'm happy I got used to it.
Je suis content d'y m'être habitué.
Not bad at all, but think where your E is going. Well done.
D'y m'être
Stand still.
habitué.
Fucking hell. 10 times I think we can call it a dead creature. Kill it. Let me introduce you to a concept, people. This concept is called, let's not ignore the obvious. When we do our top line and our bottom line, the top line, the pronouns go in the same way. So you would, without any thinking, go, je m'y habitue, je m'y habituais, je m'y habituerai, je m'y habituerai, il est intéressant que je m'y habitue. And you'll find going me all the way along. You wouldn't give a shit about putting M apostrophe Y. You would give zero shits about that. Likewise, you'd all go, je m'y suis, je m'y étais, je m'y serai, je m'y serai. You would give zero fucks about popping me there. Just because we've got an auxiliary, it's still the same setup. So, for example, je m'y suis, let's use tu. Tu t'y es habitué. Tu t'y étais habitué, sorry. Tu t'y seras habitué. Tu t'y serais habitué. Because you don't normally say it that way. That's what my mouth's going with. Que tu t'y sois habitué. Après t'y être habitué. The T is not going to change. The me is not going to change. The C, the nous y. Do you see what I mean? In other places, you would have no problem. That's one mental way of doing it. The second way of dealing with it is there are a few exceptions, but most of the time in French, all the fucking pronouns are going to go in the same pig pen. All the pronouns in French are going to go in the same little pig pen. All the animals together. Me, mon, tien, les, leur, lui, le, lui, whatever. All the pronouns are going to go together. Yeah. So say for me, I'm happy I got used to it. Je suis content de m'y être habitué.
Content de m'y être habitué.
Go again properly.
Je suis content de m'y être habitué.
De m'y être habitué.
De m'y être habitué.
That's it. All right. Good. Lovely. Nathan. Somebody moved house and they didn't get rid of any of their shit. I don't know how he did it without getting rid of it, but the getting rid of it would have been beforehand. I don't know how he did it without getting rid of it. I don't know how he did it without getting rid of it. Nathan.
Je suis pas sûr comment il l'a fait sans s'être débarrassé, rien. Sans rien s'être débarrassé.
That is so fucking ugly. Say for me, I got rid of it.
Je m'y suis débarrassé.
You is ugly. Say for me, I got rid of it. Nathan, be a darling and give Auntie Lukey the infinitive verb to get rid of.
Se débarrasser à.
Please correct this. What's the preposition?
Okay. I guess se débarrasser de.
How many times have we said that? Please say the new version 10 times. I'm appalled that the muscle memory's in there. Say for me, se débarrasser de, se débarrasser de, se débarrasser de, se débarrasser de, se débarrasser. Off you go.
Se débarrasser d'eux, se débarrasser d'eux, se débarrasser d'eux, se débarrasser d'eux, se débarrasser
Lovely.
d'eux,
I'm
se
very much
débarrasser.
liking the se débarrasser de. Lovely. So please say for me, so say for me, just say he got rid of it. He got rid of it.
Ils s'en est débarrassé.
Lovely. I don't know how he managed it without getting rid of it. I don't know how he managed it without getting rid of it.
Je ne suis pas sûr comment il s'y réussit sans s'en débarrasser, sans s'en être débarrassé.
Pause. Just because it's a be verb doesn't mean it's a reflexive verb. Just because it's a reflexive verb doesn't mean it's a reflexive verb with the pronoun. Just because it's a reflexive verb with the pronoun doesn't necessarily mean it might have other ingredients in it as well. Don't round up with verbs. Say for me, he managed it. How do you say, as a normal sentence, how do you say he managed it?
Il y réussit. Il y a réussi.
Okay. It's much more common to say il y est arrivé. Yeah, il y est arrivé. So say for me, il y est arrivé.
Il y est arrivé.
Il y est arrivé.
Il y est arrivé.
Lovely. So I don't know how he managed it.
Je ne sais pas comment il est arrivé.
No, that's a mess. Je sais pas comment il y est arrivé. Je sais pas comment il y est arrivé. Close the back of your throat. Pardon the expression. Close the back of your throat. Put the back of your throat up to the top of your mouth. Oui, alors je sais pas comment il est arrivé. Bigger cavities just lead into weird shit. Ouais, alors je sais pas comment il y est arrivé. J'ignore comment il est arrivé. That il y est is a very tight little thing going on in the back of the neck there. Il y est arrivé. Il y est arrivé. Very, very, very similar locations of the vibrations. Very similar locations. Very similar. So a big open cavity will make it all go wrong. Oui, alors je sais pas comment il y est arrivé. Il y est arrivé. It's very close work. Forget, je sais pas comment il est arrivé.
Je sais pas comment il y est arrivé.
Lovely. Okay. You don't always need the liaison there. Ouais, je sais pas comment il y est arrivé. Go again without the liaison. Je sais pas comment il y est arrivé.
Je sais pas comment il y est
Don't
arrivé.
stop pushing. Slow down, but don't stop pushing on the chest. Je sais pas comment il y est arrivé.
Je sais pas comment il y est arrivé.
Let me explain the problem to you guys. You will hunt for a consonant to feel the difference between two sounds. You will want to picture frame your consonant, your syllabic changes. Say for me, comment, just say on. Say
Comment?
on. Now say
On.
il. Say il.
En il.
No, just say il. Say il.
Il.
Now there's very little difference between il and i. Ili. Yeah, say for me, ili.
Il.
Now say ili.
Il y est.
Thank you. Even you hearing it was like, what is that shit? Il y est. So now say il y est.
Il y est.
Now say il y est arrivé.
Il y est arrivé.
That's it. The be more French. Il y est arrivé.
Il y est arrivé.
Not il est arrivé. Il y est arrivé.
Il y est arrivé.
So your ear needs to hear both rhythmically in the p-pum. So we can have a p-pum in the same consonant. Say for me, il a arrangé. Just say that for me, Nate. Il a arrangé.
Il a arrangé.
Lovely. We can hear it. And it's the same vowel there, but totally the same vowel. Arrangé, rather than il arrangé, which is he was. So do we acknowledge that we can hear the rhythm, or we should hear the rhythm in this group's level? Now we've got to hear the vibration going, il y est, il y est arrivé, il y. So il y is a concentration on the insect quality. Il y, il. Okay, so say for me, il y est arrivé.
Il y est arrivé.
I'm hearing i. It's il y, it goes higher. Il y est arrivé.
Il y est arrivé.
That's better. All right. Je sais pas comment il y est arrivé. I know it's tough, but you're a big boy. Je sais pas comment il y est arrivé.
Je sais pas comment il y est arrivé.
That's better. Yeah. Okay. Good. So, go back to your original sentence. I don't know how he managed it without getting rid of it.
Je sais pas comment il y est arrivé sans s'y être débarrassé.
Fuck off. What's the verb to get rid of?
sans s'en être débarrassé.
Go on then.
Je sais pas comment il y est arrivé sans s'en être débarrassé.
Lovely. And again, one time getting it right will not give you the muscle memory to do a load of crap. Come on.
Je sais pas comment il y est arrivé sans s'en être débarrassé.
Lovely. There's a little bit of clunky crispy in the second half, but I shall let it go. Lovely. So we're all clean on what's happening then. Can I remind you before we move on? When you use without or other similar expressions, you have two verb ideas going on. We're basically asking you to consider whether they are going on at the same time, in which case you'd use sans or de or whatever it is, and then the verb in the infinitive, or whether the one that is being dealt with is actually going on beforehand. And English is a lying little schmuck when it comes to this shit. So you'd say something like, I can, or I could before Cipro, thank you, Dr. Chung, I can jump a horse without using my hands. Okay, that's pretty fucking easy. I can jump a horse without using my hands. The jumping of the horse and the using of the hands would be at the same time. Okay, you can't. No, it's going to be very difficult for you to finish these chapters without reading the information. The chapters and the reading the information on this occasion are going at the same time. Ce sera difficile de finir ces chapitres sans lire les informations. If it's like, it's going to be very difficult for you to finish these chapters without reading the information, but meaning you were meant to have read the information before, which strictly speaking, one could say in English, it's going to be very difficult for you to finish these chapters without having read the information. But how many of us bother to say that? We don't. So just think the French isn't like that. The French needs to know whether you are referring to something going on before. So ce serait difficile de finir ces chapitres sans avoir lu. Yeah. And we're saying that's fine. The minute you bring in an auxiliary infinitive, that's all fine. But if you've got any pronouns to play with, they go before avoir and être. So Denise, can you say for me in the present tense, I take the piss out of him, which is a phrasal verb I've done to death with you guys. I take the piss out of him. What's that going to be?
Je me fous de sa gueule.
Gorgeous. Now say for me, I'm happy I took the piss out of him, which is both people on the same, both verb clauses have been done by the same person. So we would have to, this is another opportunity to use this situation that we're talking about. So say for me, I'm happy I took the piss out of him.
Je suis content de m'en être fou de sa gueule.
Let's just do an analysis of what the original was. Je me fous. Did we have any pronouns in je me fous?
No. Me.
That's all we had, and that's all we carry through.
Mm-hmm.
All we carry through. All we're doing is carrying the same stuff through. Yeah. So say for me, I'm happy I took the piss out of him.
Je suis content de m'être fou de sa gueule.
What's the past tense of foutre?
Je suis content de m'être fou de sa gueule.
What's the past tense of foutre?
Foutu.
Thank you. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Je suis content de m'être foutu de sa gueule.
Good. If you think about it like this, je me fous de sa gueule, je me foutais de sa gueule. It's boring with je, I apologize, because the will and the would sound the same. Je me fous de sa gueule, je me foutais de sa gueule, je me foutrais de sa gueule, je me foutrais de sa gueule. Il est intéressant que je me foute de sa gueule avant de me foutre de sa gueule, or je suis content de me foutre de sa gueule. You could use je suis content to practice the infinitive on both lines. You could if you wished. Je suis content de me foutre de sa gueule. Forgive me for wishing you to practice avant and après a bit more, as you can imagine. Bottom line, je me suis foutu de sa gueule. Je m'étais foutu de sa gueule. Je me serais foutu de sa gueule. Je me serais foutu de sa gueule. Il est intéressant que je me sois foutu de sa gueule. après m'être foutu de sa gueule, or je suis content de m'être, whichever you want to practice with. This is absolutely part of our lineup. Good. Tom? Without, I left the library without signing up to it. I left the library without signing up to it. And then I would like, I left the library without having signed up to it. I'd like both, Tom. I left the library without signing up to it, and I left the library without having signed up to it. Both would work.
Je me suis sorti de la bibliothèque.
Pause. Listen to Auntie Luki. Listen to Auntie Luki. When I teach you guys have verbs, all is good. All is well. When I teach you be verbs, you want to make all have verbs be. When I teach you reflexives, you want to make all be verbs reflexive. When I teach you reflexive verbs with on, or reflexive verbs with on and e in them. When I teach you on and e with some other crap on the end, you want to make, so don't always round up. So say for me, I left using what is it? Je suis
sorti.
I don't mind sorti, but je suis parti, strictly speaking, or I left.
Okay. Je suis parti.
Lovely. So I left the library without signing up to it.
Je suis parti la bibliothèque sans m'inscrire.
Pause. Quitter la bibliothèque, la maison, parti de, sorti de. Yeah? Just say this to me, Tom. Just say, j'ai quitté la maison.
J'ai quitté la maison.
Je suis parti de la maison.
Je suis parti de la maison.
Nice vowels, nice quick math. That was lovely. Well done. Say for me, je suis sorti de la maison.
Je suis sorti de la maison.
Lovely math position, perfect vowels, very good. That was very nice, Tom. All right, Kite, that was really good, Tom. Kite has nice fucking easy brain. Je suis sorti de, je suis parti de. So say for me, I left the library without signing, and I left the library without having signed up to it.
Je suis sorti de la bibliothèque sans m'y inscrire.
Sans me, do we need the z on the pronunciation of that?
No, sans m'y inscrire.
Good. Sans m'y inscrire. Lovely. What would be I left the library without having signed up to them in the past?
Je suis parti de la bibliothèque sans m'y avoir inscrit.
Stand still. Turn an iron on, put it on hot, not steam hot, and hold it until I hear your screams of pain. If it's reflexive, what is the automatic auxiliary choice going to be?
Être.
Lovely. Listen to Auntie Luki. Me and nous and vous can be avoir. Because me, something can be done to me by someone else, something can be done to you by someone else, something can be done to us by someone else, and something can be done to you plural by somebody else. So we can have m'avoir, t'avoir, nous avoir, vous avoir, and other shit in there as well. By virtue of the fact we're using ce, it's always going to be être. Yeah? Because if we were going to use he, you know, we're going to use le, la, les, or lui and leur, it wouldn't be ce. So ce is always going to be être. So I can understand why when you've got a me, it does sometimes make you want to go avoir. Because, you know, after seeing me, après m'avoir vu, il est content de m'avoir baisé, whatever. You know, that's all fine. But just think, if you're doing a reflexive verb, it ain't ever going to be avoir in the middle, is it? Never, 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 never. So say for me again then. So, je suis sorti de la maison, je suis sorti de la bibliothèque sans.
Je suis sorti de la bibliothèque sans m'y être inscrit.
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 Maggie, have a sip. Drinking game. Inscrit. Good, 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 good. Lovely. All right. Back to our subject. I just thought we'd have that little bit of gram in there. Yep. All right. Good. That will commonly come, guys, after things like, oh oui, alors moi je suis content de, you know, I'm happy I signed up. Oh ouais, je suis content de m'y être inscrit. You know, I'm happy I took the piss out of them. Oh ouais, je suis content de mettre au foutu de leur gueule, whatever. Good, lovely. Let's go again. Stuart. Yesterday, although it wasn't Mother's Day in England, I spent the afternoon with my mother. Yesterday, although it wasn't Mother's Day in England, I spent the afternoon with my mother. Yesterday.
Okay, yeah. Okay, we got that far. Yeah, bien que ce soit pas la fête des mères en Angleterre.
Mm-hmm.
Je suis passé. J'ai passé l'après-midi avec ma mère.
Good, lovely. The French was flawless if you're handing it in as written examination. Same thing as I said to Colin. Just keep the previous word going. As you were saying it, I was saying it to myself, and every time you gave me a new word, I slid into it. And I was thinking, would this sound socially acceptable in France? And I was like, yeah, completely. The cognitive delivery, the speed you come up with new words is absolutely fine. You just need to hold the previous word on. I would actually even bet that if you were to keep the previous word on and to find it from a sliding segue from the previous word, that you might even find it slightly faster. I genuinely believe that. Yeah. So the quality of your French is fabulous. The French you gave me was perfect. I just need the previous word to be held on. So just try saying it again. Hier, bien que ce soit pas la fête des mères, j'ai passé l'après-midi avec ma mère or ma maman, whatever, you know. Strictly speaking, ma mère, there are parts of France that say ma maman, but it's I say ma mère. So, hier, bien que ce soit pas la fête des mères en Angleterre, j'ai passé l'après-midi avec ma mère. Have a go. Slide it together.
Yeah, bien que ce soit pas la fête.
Pause. What you did already sounded ace. I just like that. It just sounded so good. It sounded contemplative and it didn't sound stupid. It just sounded super French. Yeah, or bien que ce soit pas la fête des mères en Angleterre. Sounded fine. Keep the joining going. Go again. Hier, bien que ce soit pas la fête des mères en Angleterre, j'ai passé l'après-midi ou la journée à Dunkerque avec ma mère. Off you go.
Hier, bien que ce soit pas la fête des mères en Angleterre, j'ai passé l'après-midi avec ma mère.
You have no idea how brilliant your voice sounds when you do that. Really. Like, you sound native as fuck on occasion, Stuart. You sound so good when you do that. You really, really have the perfect timbre. You have such a good voice for French. So don't undo your natural gift for this. Like these, it just sounds fabulous. I mean, you obviously have a nice resonance in English as well, but English is not a language one gets to show it off in as much. Don't waste what's a really nice party trick in you. But I do really stand by what I said. If you get used to joining that shit up, you will find the solutions faster. And your French is really coming on. Like, this group has done really well for you. You know, you don't, yeah, but just join up. Good. Good. Right. Colin. I love. No, transforming other people's voices fascinates me. For example, last night I heard Colin's wife Pam. Transforming other people's voices fascinates me. For example, last night I heard Colin's wife Pam.
La transformation de la voix.
Now, that is a sneakily clever thing to do, and I don't dislike it, and that is not grammatically wrong. But I was interested in how you do the transforming. I like that you didn't do transformant. But if we refer to a verb as an ing, and it is the general notion of doing something. Anybody know what we did with that in French? The infinitive. Horse riding. So if it would either be like, you know, the noun for said word or the verb for said word. Same as swimming, the noun for said word or the verb. So l'équitation, faire de cheval. La natation, nager. Yeah. So if Maggie says drinking a bottle of vodka every day is the secret for my good looks and shiny blonde hair, you know, boire une bouteille de vodka, you know, that's drinking. Okay. You know, so transformer, ER infinitive. Yeah. So I'll say that again, people. If you are referring to an action as an ing, playing golf, what do you like to do? What do you enjoy doing? Playing golf. Stealing young people and putting them in the back of vans. You know, whatever you're going to say. You know, oh, the fun Nathan and I had. You know, you know. Do you understand? So you can go to an infinitive. Is my point here. Off you go. So say for me, Collins. Say for me. Transforming other people's voices fascinates me. For example, last night I heard Collins' wife Pam.
Transformer les voix des autres me fascinait.
Pause. Nice voice, nice link. Don't always go to an infinitive, people, on A verbs. You are all drawn into the dark hole of mentioning no names. Who's dark hole? You are all drawn into the infinitive. Fascinates me. What tenses fascinates me?
Present.
Good. Up you go. Go again.
Transformer les voix des autres me fascine.
For example, last night I spoke to
Par exemple, hier soir, j'ai parlé avec la femme de Colin.
Good. I don't mind parler avec, but don't lose parler à. Yeah. It's one of the Welsh things, north versus south, is you hear like more of like siarad ef or siarad at, like speak with, speak. Well, there's a different word for with in South Wales, gada. But like, yeah, it's one of the things that's like, speak with. You all use avec originally because you've all got a memory of wanting to use the decision over le or lui. So when it was like speak with him, don't have to worry about le or lui, just parle avec lui. Great, no problem. But now that you're all big girls and you can manage that shit, try and use parler à a smidge more than parler avec. Yeah, it's just a bit more common. Good. Colin, say it again for me. Transformer les voix des autres. Sorry, transformer la voix. You could use transformer la voix or transformer les voix. Both would work. Transformer la voix des autres ou les voix des autres me fascine. Par exemple, hier soir, j'ai parlé avec la femme de Colin. Okay. Say that again for me, Colin, in one go.
Transformer la voix des autres me fascine. Par exemple, hier soir, j'ai parlé à la femme de Colin.
Good, lovely. Poor cow's still recovering, as anybody does on their first logic language learning experience. What was I going to say? Yeah, Denise. Denise's flask matches Stuart's top beautifully. I bought Phil. Has anybody seen that movie, Death Becomes Her? I fucking love that film. Yeah, and the beautiful Isabella Rossellini gives Meryl Streep that potion which transforms her. And I bought Phil a flask for dance to drink from, and it's got a picture of that potion on the side of the flask, as in this like be rejuvenated and all this kind of stuff. Good. Denise, I miss the van that I had hired. Although I missed the van I'd hired. It wasn't as wide as I'd imagined. I missed the van I'd hired. It wasn't as wide as I'd imagined.
Le vin,
The van, I missed the van I had hired.
le vin m'a manqué.
Pause. Say for me, I miss Tom. Just say, I miss Tom.
Tom me manque.
Say for me, I miss Tom who lives next door.
Tom me manque qui habite à
No,
côté.
Tom qui habite.
Tom qui habite.
In your first position, you are placing the person you are missing. Any extra information that comes up is going in that first position. I miss Tom who lives next door.
Tom qui habite à côté de moi me manque.
That's it. The van I had. The van I'd hired. For this, you can either say camionnette, fourgon, whatever. Le fourgon, la camionnette, le camion, depending on the size. Yeah, so set me la camionnette, la camionnette. So set la camionnette.
La camionnette. La camionnette que j'ai rembauchée m'a manqué.
I had hired.
Le camionnette que...
Camionnette, we had the word 10 seconds ago. Camionnette that I had hired. Come on, that I had hired.
Le camionnette...
We've had la camionnette. We had it 10 seconds ago.
La camionnette que j'avais...
No. Denise, camionnette. Copy me. Camionnette.
Camionnette.
Good. I'm not going to give you in any language other than French because that would be patronizing to your level, which is superb. So, la camionnette. My teeth are in that position. Just imitate me. La camionnette.
La camionnette.
There you go. Perfect copy. Perfect copy. Off we go. So, and how would you say the van I had hired?
La camionnette que j'ai rembauchée.
I had. On board of had people. On board of teaching had. Off we go.
La camionnette que j'avais embauchée. No?
Is the signal gone? Oh, sorry, my signal's back. Off you go. Off you go. The van I had hired. Go again.
La camionnette que j'avais embauchée.
No, loué.
Loué.
Embauché is to hire a human being. Okay, lovely. And as much as I'm fond of my van, and have dabbled with LSD, the van is not a human being. Off you go. So loué. Off you go.
La camionnette que j'avais louée.
Right, now that is now Tom and his surname. Yeah, Tom, Beaverhausen, Onassis, Romanov, Windsor, Saxe-Coburg, Allen, me manque. Whatever information you put into that first, whatever, that's going on with the me manque. So say for me, I missed the van I'd hired.
La camionnette que j'avais louée m'a manqué.
Miss, present tense.
Me manque.
That's it. Okay. It wasn't as wide as I had imagined.
Ce n'était pas aussi...
It wasn't as wide as I had imagined. It wasn't as wide as I had imagined.
Elle n'était pas aussi grande que j'ai imaginé.
I had imagined.
J'avais imaginé.
Thank you. I don't have to keep shouting had out to people, particularly over the Atlantic. It's not an American thing to find had. I totally get the reasons why. I totally go. It's not as common in language to use I'd plus past participle. It's much more common to say, Brits will say, oh, that's a nice shirt, Maggie. Oh, yes, I bought it last week. I bought a black one 2 weeks ago, but I really liked it. Americans much more commonly will say, that's a nice shirt, Stuart. Yeah, Luke, I bought this one last week. Lynn bought another one 2 weeks ago, and we decided to get it rather than Lynn had bought another one. I totally get that. That's like a well-known thing that is different. But French is like us. French will tend to use the ud a lot more. Yeah, good, lovely. So in other words, when we use manquer, we can have as much as we want in the first chunk. Good. Well done on saying elle, Denise. Good job, because it's like it is referring to la camionnette. Elle n'était pas aussi large que j'avais imaginé. Lovely, good. Maggie, there are two types of people: those who use their rear view mirrors and those who use the wing mirror. There are two types of people. I mean, generally, I'm going to be honest, when having watched people drive for decades, some people are really hardcore rear view mirror and some people are really hardcore wing mirror. I know you're supposed to use all three, but I'm going to be honest. Off you go. Maggie, there are two types of people: those who use their rear view mirrors and those who use their wing mirrors.
Il y a deux types de personnes qui utilisent...
No. There are two types of people. Pause. Those who...
Oh, il y a deux types de personnes, ceux qui utilisent le vitrine brisé or something like that.
That would mean the broken shop window.
I don't know why I got that in my head. I got something.
I don't know, you little vandal. What have you been doing? Describe, go round it. Say the mirror in front of the car that you can see behind.
Le miroir devant le voiture.
Pause. I work with you and have worked with you for a long time, and your level of French is soaring like an eagle. I think we know the gender of car.
La voiture.
Thank you. Right. The word for rear view mirror is rétroviseur. Is your basic bitch in the middle, you know? And the wing mirrors are, well, you can call them rétroviseur latéral or rétroviseur extérieur. I say extérieur personally. I've never said latéral. Lovely. So, il y a deux types de personnes: ceux qui utilisent le rétroviseur et ceux qui utilisent le rétroviseur extérieur. Right? Okay. Good. Maggie saved me. But what made it difficult was it was a van, which prevents you from having a rear view mirror. But what made it difficult was it was a van, which prevents you from having a rear view mirror, because you can't fucking see in the rear view mirror because the back's sealed up. Okay, I forget. So what made it difficult was it's a van, which prevents you from having a rear view mirror.
Mais ce qui
What made it difficult? What did I say? What makes or what made? Let's go with what made it difficult. What made it difficult? Let's try that. Suki.
M'avait rendu difficile.
Pause. I can understand a sensitivity to the concept of had because I've bellowed it out to people that don't listen. But the fact is, what made it difficult? There's no had.
Ça m'a rendu no, si ça a rendu difficile.
What made it difficult? We have an it in there. Ce qui.
Ça l'a rendu difficile.
Stand still. Ce qui.
Ce qui l'a rendu difficile.
Good. Say it again 5 times.
Ce qui l'a rendu difficile.
Nice mad position.
Ce qui l'a rendu difficile. Ce qui l'a rendu difficile.
Lovely. Good. Lovely is so I forgot what made it fucking difficult. Oh yeah, okay. Is what makes it difficult is let's say the shape which prevents us from having a rear view mirror is the shape which prevents us from having a rear view mirror.
C'est la forme qui
prevents us.
Nous empêcher.
Which prevents us. Stand still, stand still, stand still. I believe it was Colin with fasciné.
Nous empêchons.
Thank you. Let me get the teaching point out again. No, that's all right. It's just so other people benefit from it. Don't, with a verbs, always jump into the infinitive. It's such a nice thing. You go, oh, to prevent, empêcher. Yeah, conjugate. Yeah, okay. It's just the thing. You know how to do the tenses, but it's just when you come across a concept cognitively. Oh yeah, prevent, empêcher. If it's a verb you don't use uber often all the time, you'll think of that verb as a cognate, as a single ingredient. Yeah, like a noun verb in other languages. Verb nouns, Welsh, for example. So it's like, yeah, it's not a verb noun, it's a verb, it needs conjugating. Yeah, okay. Lovely. So ce qui l'a rendu difficile, ok, c'est que voilà, nous empêche de, c'est la forme nous empêche de, so it prevents us from having a rear view mirror.
empêche d'avoir une rétroviseur. Rétroviseur.
Good. Lovely, 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 lovely. Tom. I'd tried. No, this story's boring, mate. What can we talk about that's interesting? Oh yeah. I try not to be too sentimental, but when I ripped out a couple of bushes that my grandma really liked, I felt a bit bad. I try not to be too sentimental, but when I ripped out a couple of bushes that my grandma really liked, I felt a bit bad.
J'essaie d'être pas trop sentimentaux, mais quand j'ai...
Stand still, stand still, stand still, stand still. I don't know what it is about my stance or length of my schlang or whatever, that you seem to perceive me as a plural, but I'm a singular person. So I, sentimental. That's it. I try to not be, rather than I don't try to be. So I try to not be. J'essaie de
ne pas être...
That's it. Give me a bit more. Pas être. J'essaie de ne pas être.
J'essaie de ne pas être trop sentimental.
Vowels on the word sentimental.
Trop sentimental.
No. First one correct. Good. Next one.
Sentimental.
Good, because it's en, isn't it? Sentimental. Okay, lovely.
Sentimental.
Okay. Lovely. But when I ripped out, do we know the verb to rip out?
Tirer.
J'ai arraché. Quand j'ai arraché.
Quand j'ai arraché un ou deux groupes de plantes qu'avait plus ma grand-mère.
No, pause. When I ripped out, let's say, 2 bushes that my grandma really loved.
I don't know the word for bush.
Arbuste ou buisson? Arbuste ou buisson?
Buisson.
Okay. Off you go.
Non, pardon. Quand j'ai... Sorry, I just... Pardon. Quand j'ai arraché un ou deux... Sorry, someone was just talking to me. What was the word for brush again? I got distracted.
Arbuste ou buisson?
Quand j'ai arraché un buisson qui avait plu ma grand-mère beaucoup...
Pause. That's an interesting way of doing it with plaire, but plaire has what after it? Say for me, that pleases me. Some
me plaît.
That pleases him. Ça
lui plaît.
Oh, well done. So if it's lui plaît, is that direct or indirect?
It's indirect, so it's gone
And if my grammar, that's it. Well done. I couldn't even finish the point, and you're in there with the grammar. Lovely job. Have we go. So keep used to please my grammar.
Qui avait
You're all so bloody perfect now. Description. I blame Denise. Description. Don't use the had on this one, because we're just merely going into the past tense for the first time. Well, no, that's not strictly true. If I said I ripped out a bush, and I ripped out a bush the week before as well, an American would tend to say, I ripped out a bush. I'd ripped out another one a week ago as well, a Brit would tend to say. That's neither of that is what's going on now. We're saying, I ripped out a bush, there's my action. My grandma liked those bushes. Ongoing, descriptive, imperfect. Yeah? So, quand j'ai arraché whatever, un arbuste qui plaisait à ma grand-mère. Yeah, imperfect. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. I felt a bit bad. What in the present tense is I feel a bit bad? Je me
sens un peu mal.
Je m'en.
Je me sens.
To resent oneself. Je m'en.
Oh, je m'en veux.
Lovely. I am now referring to a moment of intellectual change. I resented myself. What's that going to be? Je m'en
suis voulu.
Voulu, yeah?
Voulu. Je m'en suis
Lovely. And again,
voulu.
je m'en suis voulu. Lovely. That's
Je
it.
m'en suis voulu.
Good. Do you all get why that is going to be the passé composé? Because it's referring to the change taking place. Okay, when the change takes place. Oh my God, I can't even say the word change. You know those dolls that just have the same thing? My mum is amazing and incredibly healthy, but my mum, it doesn't matter what the topic is. And I think my mum's really healthy, she looks really good, but no matter what the topic is, in 3 moves, my mum can get it back to the sentence. I came through the menopause on soy. It's like you could be talking about like shaving foam, and in 3 moves, she can get it to, I came through the menopause on soy. I'm just like, no, we weren't discussing menopause or soy, but she can get it back to that. It's just like, do you literally have shares in like soy isoflavones or something? It's just like, oh my God. Lovely. Talking about the word change. So off you go. So, quand j'ai arraché, oui, alors quand j'ai arraché un arbuste qui plaisait à ma grand-mère, je m'en suis.
Quand j'ai arraché une arbuste qui plaisait à ma grand-mère, qui plaisait à ma grand-mère, je m'en suis voulu.
Voulu.
Voulu. Je m'en suis voulu.
Good, Nathan.
Cool. Sorry, guys, I've got to run, but thanks.
All right.
See you all next week.
Lovely. Pay me people, pay me people, pay me people. Nathan. Luke. My reason for being and my reason for being is no longer clear. My life is empty. Since I left London and I don't see you, what am I supposed to do? Luke, my reason for being my reason for being has flown away and my life is empty. Since I've left London and I no longer see you, my life is empty. Whatever you're going to go.
Luc, ma raison d'être a foutu le camp. Depuis je suis sorti de Londres, ma vie est vide. Je sais pas comment faire.
I'm talking. Why don't you stop when I bloody stop you? God, can you hear me?
I don't think I can hear you, Luke.
Can you hear me? Can everybody else hear me? Can everybody else hear me? Hang on the camera. Can everybody else hear me? Put your hand up if you can hear me. Put your hand in front of your face if you can hear me. Good. It's just Nathan who's got no fucking manners. So when I say stop, stop. So basically go again. What's the verb to fly away? What's the verb? I'm about to find it for you now because I know you guys wouldn't find it. So what's the verb to fly away?
Envoler.
Lovely. So spell it for me.
ENVOLER.
Lovely. Is the EN part of the verb, yes or no?
Yes.
So how would you say the bird flew away?
L'oiseau a envolé.
It is a reflexive verb.
L'oiseau s'est envolé.
You're saying l'oiseau. Okay, yeah.
L'oiseau s'est envolé.
Lovely, okay. Lovely. So you need to be mindful, people, of, okay, Nathan, say for me the dog went away. So the verb to fly away is s'envoler, okay? And the verb to go away is s'en aller. Would you say for me the dog went away?
Le chien s'en est allé.
Good, because the one is en as a separate word and the one is on connected to the verb. Do you agree with that, people? Yeah? So s'en, S''en, space verb will give you s'en est You know, je m'en suis, tu t'en es, nous nous en sommes, vous vous en êtes, ils s'en sont, space, past participle. And some verbs have en built in with a reflexive, such as s'envoler. Okay, so would you say for me, my reason for being is flown away?
Ma raison d'être s'envoler.
No, has flown away. Tense.
Ma raison d'être s'est envolée.
That's it. Okay. My life is empty.
Ma vie est vide.
Lovely. Since I left you in London.
Depuis...
No. What comes after depuis, boys and girls, when we then have a person? I gave you this correction in London. What comes after depuis when we have a person doing something?
Depuis que
Good.
je t'ai laissé à Londres.
That's lovely. All right. Depuis que. Do not lose this, people. This is a rookie error. Depuis que. Depuis is a word which, when you then have somebody else next to you, yeah, when you have somebody doing the verb, it's depuis que. Since the last time I saw you, depuis la dernière fois. Since I saw you, depuis que je t'ai vu. Are we all clear on this? Yeah, it's a very, very, very rookie error. All right, good. Off you go. Say for me, I'm sad after going away. I'm sad after going away. Nathan, I'm sad after going away.
Je suis triste après m'en suis allé.
Solve it. Solve it, what you've just done.
Je suis triste après m'en être allé.
Good. Would you care to tell me what happened the first time?
I didn't use the infinitive the first time.
The infinitive where?
On the auxiliary.
What time? That? Say it again. Did we all hear that? Go again. Okay. And we can't say après m'en suis anyway, can we? The only thing that would allow us with a suis would be après que je m'en suis allé, if somebody else did the other verb. Are we all in agreement on that? Yes? Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Denise, I'm sad that Nathan went away. I'm sad that Nathan went away.
Je suis triste que Nathan se soit parti.
Stand still. Please repeat the sentence Nathan gave me earlier and say for me, well, let's just talk about the verb that we've been using to go away. What's the verb that we've been using to go away that Nathan used with the après?
S'en aller.
Good. Spell it for me.
S''EN, separate word, ALLER.
Flawless. Say for me, I'm sad Nathan went away.
As two separate sentences. Je suis triste, Nathan s'en est allé.
Good. I'm sad Nathan went away. One sentence.
Je suis triste que Nathan soit allé.
Gorgeous, but don't say soit because it's a bit churchy, a bit weird. But everything else is lovely. Got it? Good. Je suis triste que Nathan s'en soit allé. Okay. Denise, I'm sad Nathan's going away. Fucking leaving Europe. How selfish. But he's going to go and take care of a little problem I have in Boston. Well, not little, rather a fat, angry, ugly, bitter, relationship-destroying lawyer with delusions of grandeur and an absolute fucking ability to invent and create lies like you cannot imagine. Lovely. So off you go. I'm sad that Nathan's going away.
Je suis triste que Nathan s'en ira.
I'm not happy. As could be demonstrated by the words je suis triste. What does je suis triste mean?
I am sad.
What happens after je suis triste que?
Et subjunctive.
And what is the verb that you're playing with in the verb s'en aller?
Oh, okay. Aller.
Come.
Je suis triste que Nathan s'en aille.
Good. This needs to be core, boys and girls. Yep, good. Emotion, cut. It's just these two roles of the subjunctive. Normal subjunctive, subjunctive auxiliary. Good. I'm forgetting my order. Let's just keep going around if I see a person. Colin, it makes me nervous that you write so much. It makes me nervous that you write so much, because that's why we have a bloody recording. It makes me nervous that you write so much. I should take a metal ruler to the back of your hands in Besançon. It makes me nervous. It makes me nervous that you write so much.
Je suis nerveux que...
No. It makes me nervous. It makes me nervous.
Ça me fait nerveux.
An error, you've done loads. Is nervous an adjective or a noun? Yeah. Is nervous an adjective or a verb?
An adjective.
What verb do we use to make an adjective? Say to me, Luke makes it easy. How do you say Luke makes it easy? Luke le
fait facile.
No. You've done this before. We did this in your class. To be fair, my mouth might have been full of burger. You might not have heard. Rendre, we've had it tonight, haven't we?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay, off you go. Off you go. So what verb do we use when we make something an adjective, Cole?
Verb.
That isn't my question. What verb do we use when we make an adjective? What verb do we use?
Rendre.
Lovely. Okay, that's it. You can use faire. Oh, regarde. Elle s'est fait toute belle. She made herself look all beautiful. That's a slightly different concept. But generally, rendre with adjectives, okay? Or, big boys and girls, use a verb of transformation. So rather than say something like, Luc l'a rendu plus compliqué, Luc made it more complicated, use like Luc l'a compliqué. You know, Luc made them tired, Luc tired them out, Luc, you know, les a fatigués. You know, like you could use a verb itself rather than of the adjective, if that makes sense. All right then, so off you go. So what did I just give you? Luke, it made me, what adjective did we have?
Difficult. Luc l'a rendu difficile.
Luc l'a rendu difficile. No, that was the example to teach rendre, but before that we had another one, didn't we? What was the adjective that we had?
It makes me nervous that you write so much.
It makes me nervous, right? I knew it wasn't difficult. That's it. It makes me it makes me nervous that you write so much. It makes me nervous that you write so much. What verb have we just talked about to make an adjective?
Rendu. Rendre.
Thank you. It makes me nervous that you write so much.
Ça me rend nerveux.
Stand still. What verb are we talking about to make an adjective?
Rendre.
Good. Is it an A verb or soft hard verb?
Soft hard.
What's the soft of rendre?
Rend.
There we go. No in the teeth. It makes me nervous.
Ça me rend nerveux.
Lovely. But did you see how you had a big fat fucking silence and we could have had ça me rend nerveux? I can't tell you how much we need that. Off you go.
Ça me rend nerveux.
No, pronounce the word nervous.
Ça me rend nerveux.
Pronounce the word nervous.
Nerveuse.
Spell it for me. Spell it for me.
N-E-R-V.
Good. Pronounce ER. How do we pronounce ER in French?
Nerveux.
That's it. That's it. Doesn't need an accent on it, does it, people? E-R-E-S-E-T-E-Z. E-Z. Yeah. Manger. 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 You don't say mangeur unless you're going in the future. ER is enough to take it up. Yeah. Nerveux. We don't need an accent on it. Nerveux. All right. Ça me rend nerveux. So ça me rend nerveux.
Ça me rend nerveux.
That you write so much.
Que vous écrivez.
No, I'm not going to call you vous. I'm familiar with you. I'm friendly with you.
Ça tu écris.
Stand still. It makes me nervous. Copy word by word. That.
Ça.
No, the linking word that. Ça me rend nerveux. That.
Ça me,
Word for that in the middle.
ça me rend nerveux que.
Thank you. You.
Tu.
Good. We almost had to have a little conversation again, didn't we? Because I heard you try and say te 13 seconds ago, but you just hit it. Tu. Now, it makes me nervous that you write. What's the word for write I'm going to need here?
Écrire.
Say the word again.
Écris. Que tu écris.
Pause. Maggie, what are you drinking? Give me a sip. What is nervous?
Nerveux.
Is it A, a common state of affairs for anybody about to enter the logic language learning lion's den? Is it B, an adrenal bodily state? Is it C, a fucking emotion and something that people who have had lessons with Luke should remember, but takes the subjunctive if followed by a K?
I'm going with C.
I think that's a good idea, Cole. Emotion plus a K, people, is going to be followed by a subjunctive. It makes me nervous. It might not be on the back of a copula, I am nervous, but it's still referring to my emotional state. Hang on, I haven't worked in a while. Want, need, doubt, fear, emotional. No, sorry, impersonal, emotional. Have you heard that little ditty? Yeah. Yeah. If you look at a 1950s family, the guy with the really short back and sides and like them all around the tree. Oh, please, Father, can I hang the star? If you look at them, what they're actually singing around the tree is want, need, doubt, fear, impersonal, fucking emotional. That's what they're singing. Okay. Lovely. While drinking their Coca-Cola with cocaine in it. So basically, which will be handed out in Besançon. So say for me, yeah, so it makes me nervous that you write so much. Ça me rend nerveux
que tu écris tellement.
What's the subjunctive of the word to write?
Écris.
Well done for trying to find a hard but wrong hard. Say for me, they write, present tense. Ils écrivent.
Oh, elles écrivent. Ils écrivent.
Thank you. Hiding your voice quietly will not hide it from Lukey. Say for me, we write. Say we write. Nous écrivons.
Nous écrivons.
Good boy. Say they write, present tense.
Ils écrivent.
Lovely. Ça me rend nerveux que tu écrives autant, so much. Yeah, as much as that. Okay, lovely. Okay, lovely. Good.
I have to
You have to go.
go.
So you may leave if you say I have to go, using the verb that we've been playing with today for the be out of here.
Je dois m'en aller.
That's it. Okay. Well done.
Thanks. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Good. Stuart,
how would you spell that on LA?
It is M''ENALLER. It is the verb to go. I've said this before, Cole. You don't have the facility in French to use aller as often as you can use go in English. Right, I'm going. J'y vais or je m'en vais. Whack a there before it, or whack a myself from there go. Je m'en vais. So would you just conjugate? I'm giving you the first one, Colin. Would you say je m'en vais?
Je m'en vais.
Would you go all the way down?
Je m'en vais. Tu t'en vas.
Mm-hmm.
Il s'en va.
Good, well done. Good pattern spot. All we're doing is the verb to go. Vous, sorry, nous.
Nous nous en allons.
Nous
Nous en allons. Vous en allez.
Good.
Ils s'en vont.
Good. Colin, would you very quickly say for me, I went, all the way down, the past tense. Je suis allé, tu es allé.
Je suis allé, tu es allé. Il est allé, nous sommes allés, vous êtes allés, ils sont allés.
Good. Would you now do that with the added mon in the middle of it? I lent, I was off. Pop, so poetry past, but with an extra mon.
Je m'en suis allé.
Good. I'm going to call this poetry past plus, because it's basically you poetry past plus a little bit of extra shit in there, isn't it? And it's only ever going to be on or e. Yeah, poetry past plus. Do you like that, Colin? It's in your honor. Off you go. So je m'en all the way down the 6. Je m'en suis.
Je m'en suis allé. Je m'en t'es
No,
allé.
no, je m'en suis allé.
Tu t'es allé.
No, Colin spots a pattern. You've just used poetry past plus, haven't you? It's not tu t'es, it's got what? So what's in it? Je m'en.
Tu t'en es allé.
Good. Link. Tu t'en es allé. Okay. Il.
T'en es allé. Ils sont ses allés.
No, ils sont.
Ils sont les allés.
Colin, look at Lukey. Do this for me. Just do it very quickly. People, turn your microphones off and do the same thing. Do this for me. Just say je me, tu te, il se, nous, nous, vous, vous, il se. Just do the reflexes. Je me, tu te, il se, nous, nous, vous, vous, il se.
Je me, tu te, il se, nous, nous, vous, vous, il se.
Now, unlike the fuckety shit nature of the poetry past, je me suis, tu t'es. Oh, separate joins, separate joins, separate joins. What a shitfest. All of them will join with on. So go down now and take je me, but add on to all of it. Don't do any more. Stop at the on, but just go all the way down. Je m'en and then all the way down. Je m'en, tu, up you.
Je m'en, tu t'en, ils sont, vous, nous en, vous vous en, ils se sont.
What's the last one? Ils
sont.
Thank you. Lovely. Now, all you're doing is adding the verb to be separately. You can't now attach the verb to be to the nu, the vous, because you've already plugged that hole, cheeky, you've already plugged that hole with an on. So now you're just going to literally go, je m'en, verb to be, all the way down. So all you're going to do is the verb to be on the end of je m'en, tu t'en, etc. Off you go. So je m'en.
Je m'en suis, tu t'en es.
Mm-hmm.
Ils sont nés.
Yeah.
Nous nous en sommes, vous vous en êtes.
Yeah.
Ils sont.
The way to the verbs for ils sont. That's it.
Ils sont. Yeah.
Good. Lovely. Now go again with aller on the end of it, please.
Je m'en suivais. No, je m'en suis allé.
That was the most ugly thing I've ever heard. Off you go. Je m'en suis allé.
Je m'en suis allé. Tu t'en es allé. Ils sont allés.
Mm-hmm.
Nous nous en sommes allés.
Mm-hmm.
Vous vous en êtes allés. Ils sont allés.
Good. Denise, do the top row for me using to of all of that verb. Past, sorry, I apologize. Present, was, will, would. Subjunctive, infinitive, remember to practice il est intéressant, and to use the infinitive, can you use avant de. Off you go. Top row for me using to for that verb.
Tu t'en vas, just with tu. Tu t'en vas, tu t'en allais.
Good.
T'en seras, tu t'en serais.
Verb to be. Why have we got the verb to be? We need the verb to go, aren't we? We're on the top line. We're on the top line. Yeah. Tu t'en allais. Yeah.
Tu t'en vas, tu t'en allais, tu t'en iras, tu t'en irais. C'est intéressant que tu t'en ailles.
Good job, Denise.
Avant de t'en aller.
Good job. Stuart, can you take over and can you do the bottom line, which is all going to have auxiliaries for all 6 of them?
A second. Okay. Tu t'en es allé.
Mm-hmm.
Tu t'en étais allé.
Good. Before he goes any further, can you feel that he's got his shit lined up? He knows the rhythm is changing. He's gone tu t'en es allé. No, to be honest with you, the reason I know that is the stress, which is fine in academic purposes, to go tu t'en es allé, tu t'en étais allé, tu t'en t'étais allé, tu t'en t'étais allé. That's fine, and that shows he's totally understood what's going on. Remember when you practice this yourselves to then have a cheeky second go and not to stress the auxiliary. But what you're doing is what I want from you. Yeah, you've totally understood the point. But when you guys check it, you know, Denise, Stuart, these people that have done a lot, make sure you don't stress auxiliaries, because it's not customarily what's stressed in the sentence. But that shows me that Stuart's like, yeah, it's the bottom line. That's what I want. Lovely. So go again, Stuart. So pardon me interrupting you. So tu t'en es allé? Yep.
Tu t'en es allé, tu t'en étais allé, tu t'en seras allé, serais allé. Il est intéressant que tu t'en sois allé.
Lovely. And our bottom one, après
t'en être allé.
Flawless. Well done, Denise. Well done, Stuart. So yeah. So I know it's boring, but it really probably is one thing I push way more than a lot of other French teachers, is phrasal verbling, because it's just so damn common. It's just so damn common. You know, it's so damn common. Lovely. Good. A couple more. Good. Nathan.
Could I ask a quick question?
You may.
Stuart's last one, après son être allé. How would you even translate that?
It sickens and makes me feel despicable, angry thoughts about you that you had to ask that. Right. Pardon my back. When we use the bottom auxiliary, we could, like I said, with the subjunctive, and on the top row with the subjunctive and the infinitive, we're not using the only method to find the infinitive, or the only method to find the subjunctive. We've just agreed, as a rhythm to be in it, it is interesting that, because if it were I am happy that, which is what I used to teach the subjunctive on, if it was then I am happy that I ate the cake, it wouldn't be, would it be like je suis content d'avoir mangé le gâteau, or je suis content que j'ai mangé, for example. So as a standard rule, I was like, right, we need a standard rehearsal method for the subjunctive, and I went with il est intéressant que. And then I said we need a standard rehearsal method for something that will get us into the infinitive when the infinitive is on the one verb. So, for example, avant de manger, before eating. It could just as well be il va manger, Colin veut manger. Now, when you only got one verb, it's not particularly weird, but say you had a phrasal verb, so he's going to take the piss out of me, il va se foutre de ma gueule. That would be the phrasal verb of to take the piss out of me. So in other words, on the top line, we practice with before doing something, avant de, and then that phrasal verb. Remembering, if you will, Colin, by virtue of the fact it's avant de and not avant que, is this before doing the verb the same person as the other clause or a different person? If it's avant de, same or different?
Same.
Great. And likewise on the bottom, après que would be a different person, and après plus whatever the verb would be the same person. So after getting out of there, assuming that the other person was the same person. So for example, after getting out of there, he rang his mom and went, God, what a shithole that was. Après s'en être allé, il a passé un coup de fil à sa mère. Yeah. So any verb you're practicing with the après method like that is basically after ing, assuming it's the same person as the other clause. Does that make sense, Colin?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Automatically. There are loads we could practice with. With the other group, I was doing je suis content de. I was happy I got out of there. Je suis content de m'en être allé, for example. It could be de m'en être allé. Yeah, we're just practicing it with après. But are we all clear that it could be other stuff? Yeah, it could really. We could have had it with the sans without getting out of there. Sans m'en être allé. There are other things. It would stand you in good stead to practice it with je suis content de, sans, S-A-N-S, S-A-N-S, and Je suis content de, sans, and what was the one I gave? And après. They're three really, really useful ones. Yeah, and they are. This is auxiliary infinitive. Yeah, it's really, really, really. And I totally know it's barbaric. I totally know that the mouth goes, but whatever your damn phrasal verb is, I said this to the previous group. Look here. Look how well it worked when Stuart and Denise did it, because they did all the way along, and they both did beautifully. So basically, think whatever crud and crap. Let's be honest as well. If you're teaching this method to people, what is your mouth going to know? The present. The present. So, il s'envole, il s'envole, il s'en, il s'envolera, il s'envolera. Il est intéressant qu'il s'envole avant de s'envoler. Il s'est envolé, il s'était envolé, il se sera envolé, il se serait envolé. Il est intéressant qu'il se soit envolé. Après s'être envolé. As a standard rule, you should be doing top 6, bottom 6 now. Yeah, as a standard rule. And it gets really boring because it's just the same extras and surveys and all that shit. It's not hard. It's really, really not, of everything that you do. So I think I'm just going to be more boring. And every time we come across a phrasal verb, I'll say, right, then can I have this top 6 and bottom 6? Let's do that. Nate, can you say for me, he doesn't care about French cinema. He doesn't care about French cinema. Can you give me that in the present tense?
I can't say it. It's blasphemous.
I know, that's why I made you say it. He doesn't. You'll notice I gave the lovely Nathan that because he loves cinema and French cinema. Yes, they say for me, he does. But you can say it in a disgusted tone of voice. He doesn't care about French cinema. Off you go.
Ils s'en foutent du cinéma français.
What is it?
Il se fout du cinéma français.
Lovely. Can I remind you people, I know je m'en fous is a gorgeous expression. I don't give a shit. It's not that vulgar, Colin. I know you don't like curse words. It's not that rude. It's just like I don't give a damn. It's a bit. It's Rhett Butler rather than Luke Rich. Okay. Yeah. So je m'en fous is I don't care less. The on is in there, but the original verb is je me fous de something. Yeah. So say for me, he doesn't care about French cinema. So be careful not to say il s'en fout de. No. Il se fout de. Notice as well, people, it's got nothing to do with to mock. Je me fous de la gueule. That's a different thing. All right. So say for me, go again then, Nathan. So say for me, he doesn't care about French cinema. Il se
fout du cinéma français. Good. Il se foutait du cinéma français. Il se foutra du cinéma français. Il se foutrait du cinéma français. C'est intéressant qu'il se foute du cinéma français avant de se foutre du cinéma français.
Good. So would you agree that not all of those are as equally comfortable? So go again and make them more comfortable. Il se fout du cinéma français, il se foutait du cinéma français, il se foutrait. Il est intéressant qu'il se foute avant de se foutre du cinéma français. I think all of those could be useful in life. I think, again, make them more comfortable.
Il se fout du cinéma français, il se foutait du cinéma français, il se foutra du cinéma français, il se foutrait du cinéma français. Il est intéressant qu'il se foutre du cinéma français avant de s'en foutre.
Nathan, look at Lucky.
Il se fout.
Il est intéressant qu'il se foute du cinéma français.
Il est intéressant qu'il se foute du cinéma français. Foot.
Yeah, and now avant de
se foutre du cinéma français.
Good. Colin, the verb in question is il se, which makes it reflexive, which makes it an auxiliary be, foutre. What is the past participle of foutre? Fou what?
Foutu.
Good. Nice twangs, Colin. Lovely oo, lovely oo. It's se foutre. So this is a standard poetry past. And du cinéma français is going to come on the end. Would you please give me the bottom line? So he didn't care less about French. As all of a sudden, he didn't care about French cinema. Il s'est
foutu. Il s'était foutu.
But what's been coming next? Il s'est foutu du. What has Nathan been saying? Il s'est foutu du. What does he not care about?
Oh, il s'est foutu du cinéma français.
Nathan, would you please care to say one of the 6 tenses you've just said that have been ignored by the group?
Il se fout du cinéma français.
Du cinéma français. Yes. Off you go. Du of French cinema. Off you go.
Il s'est foutu du cinéma français.
No, Nathan, would you say what you've just said again?
Il se fout du cinéma français.
What word came before cinema, Colin?
Du.
Good. Why, Colin? The verb is se foutre de. And we're speaking about French generally, so we're going to use a le. And you guys all know the debate, do versus le and lay and all this crap. But if you've got a de on an ABC verb, and you're talking about le generally, you've still got to use do. It is. So if I said French cinema, generally going to be the across the board, across the board. Yeah, across the board. Okay. But if you basically are going to use a generalized the on the as end of the de, it's going to become do. Okay. So say for me, which is another thing. This is a bit more advanced, but I have given, I think this is I gave this on a 5:30 group. So I think Denise has heard this. You commonly have a noun on the end of an ABC verb for obvious reasons. Je me débarrasse. I get rid of the noun. Do you agree with me what I've just said, Colin?
Mm-hmm.
So you are used to some ABC verbs that go, je me débarrasse de, and you acknowledge that that's going to be a de. Do you agree?
Mm-hmm.
And you are used elsewhere, Denise will remember this point in a minute, you are used to elsewhere hearing de and a noun. But that would be after a word of quantity, wouldn't it? Like beaucoup de personnes. So lots of books, beaucoup de livres. So when you do the ABC, oh, I'm getting rid of the books, je me débarrasse de. You're tempted to say je me débarrasse de livres. You can't. The ABC just means you need the de. You then approach books just as you would normally approach books. You're never going to get to say les with the plural. You're never going to get to say je me débarrasse de les livres. You're never going to get to. So it's almost easier because you haven't got this choice of, am I doing les or des there? You don't have a choice. Yeah. Because it could be I'm getting rid of books, generally, des livres. I'm getting rid of the books, les livres. Who gives a shit? It's coming after de either way. So both of them will get to je me débarrasse des livres. So do you understand, Colin? So if you say I don't care about French cinema talking across the board about French cinema, across the board is le cinéma français. Do you agree?
Mm-hmm.
But if it's coming on the end of a de, what are de and no going to become?
Du.
Spot on, nice twang. So say for me, I didn't care about French cinema all of a sudden. Je me suis foutu de...
Je me suis foutu du cinéma français.
Cinéma, lovely. Okay, I didn't care. Next one, carry on through the order.
Je m'étais...
Mm-hmm.
Oui, je m'étais foutu du cinéma français.
Lovely. I hadn't. No, don't move. I'm just making it clear what we know what it is. I hadn't cared about French cinema before all of a sudden I saw La Belle et la Bête or whatever. Okay, Lukey's favorite film. Okay, off you go. Next tense.
Je me serais foutu.
Je me what? Cole, what's the slogan for the future? If only Gloria were here. What's the slogan for the future? Right. That means there's 3 possibilities. But you lot only ever seem to remember the ra for the he.
Yeah.
What's it going to be for the je?
Serais.
That's it.
Je me serais foutu du cinéma français.
Good. Admittedly, the je and the will and the would sound the same. So, je me serais foutu du cinéma français. Okay, lovely. On to the subjunctive. Il est intéressant que.
Je me sois foutu du cinéma français.
Good. And now, after. Après.
Après d'être.
Après what?
Après m'être.
Good. I am cross. Do not use après fucking de. We've talked about it, Colin. Avant de. Après, straight in. No de. All right?
Avant me mettre.
No. Go again with après. Bottom line is après. Après.
Après mettre.
Finish it then.
Après mettre du cinéma français.
Where's the past participle gone that's been all the way along?
Oh.
Je me suis foutu, je me serais foutu, je me serais foutu, je me serais... Yeah.
Après être foutu, cinéma français.
Where's the reflexive now gone? Après
mettre foutu du cinéma français.
Foutu or foutu?
Foutu.
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 All right, good. See how it works, people. If any one of those top 6, bottom 6 are weak, get rid of it. Get rid of it. Good. I'm setting up the recording. People at home, this is absolutely... Firstly, by the way, hi, I'm Luke. Do you remember Kofi? Thank you. These people pay me lovely a coffee if you want to appreciate it. I had a tea today, which is rather interesting. Oh, God, it was a battle to try and get the girl. It's a battle to try and get the girl to understand. But sweet girl. Yes, if you were watching this at home, this is referring to present was, will, would, subjunctive, infinitive. Present on the middle, was in the middle, will in the middle, would on the middle, subjunctive in the middle, infinitive on the middle. Absolutely all you're going to need for French conversation. The passé simple, by definition, you could add 2 extra tenses on. You could go present was, will, would, subjunctive, infinitive. Passé simple, imperfect subjunctive. And then you could do passé simple on the auxiliary, imperfect subjunctive on the auxiliary. That's the full badass version. I might, when we've turned the camera off, get Nathan, see if you can remember that. So that would then give me like 2 other literary tenses. So passé simple, imperfect subjunctive, pluperfect subjunctive, and passé intérieur. I'd have the 4. I'd have the whole set. Yeah. So I'd have like il parle, il parlait, il parlera, il parlerait. Il est intéressant qu'il parle avant de parler. Il parla hat tea. Yeah. You know, all of that business. Let's do with 2. Tu parlais, tu parles, tu parlais, tu parleras, tu parlerais. Il est intéressant que tu parles. Tu avant de parler, tu parlas, tu parlas. Yeah. Bottom line, Nathan, tu as parlé, tu avais parlé, tu auras parlé, tu aurais parlé. Il est intéressant que tu aies parlé. Après avoir parlé, tu eus parlé, tu eusses parlé. Nathan, if those 4 on the end aren't familiar for you, bearing in mind the masters that you're about to start, my darling boy, make sure that those 4 are familiar again, yeah? Just go logic, language learning, space, literary tenses. Do you remember those from when we did them before, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically parler, parla, 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 parlam, parla, parler. Then we take the simple form and parlas, parlas, parla, hat, t, yeah, accent t, parlation, parlasier, parlas, imperfect subjunctive. Don't worry, Colin. Okay. Then we would take the auxiliaries again. So u, ut, u. So on the bottom line, one of them has got the passé simple in the middle, and one of them has got the imperfect subjunctive in the middle. So ut, parler, or us, hat, t, usion, usier, us, parler. Yeah. No one else needs to give a flying fuck, but if you're doing a literature masters, make sure those 4 are completely freaking comfortable for you, yeah? Good. Lovely, 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 lovely. Let me stop recording.